Hi, my name is David, and I'm going to walk you through how I solved the CSWP practice problem 13.2. So for this problem, I'm going to start by drawing some center lines in the front plane, which is going to help to create reference planes that we'll need, as well as the extrusion direction for the bottom geometry. So in particular, I'm going to draw the following lines. First, a line of length 60 going at the angle 26 degrees. Then a line that's length 80 and it's 140 degrees from the first line that we drew. Then also a line that will help guide the extrusion direction for this bottom geometry. And finally, a line that's perpendicular, so perpendicular to this first line that we just drew here. And that's going to help to create a reference plane that's viewing at this particular angle, so kind of the same view as view AA. That way we can draw all of this geometry here. Alright, so let's get started on all of that in the front plane. So go into center line, I'm going to create one of length 60 and then one of length 80. Okay, and then also one that goes off to the left here, and then one that is going to be perpendicular to this line. Okay, so let's first set the angle for the first line. So this is 26 degrees. And then the angle between here and the first line that we drew is 140. And then the angle between these two guys is 90 degrees, so I'm going to control click and make them perpendicular. And the only thing that is really left here is that we can make these longer or shorter, but that doesn't matter. We're still fully defined here. I mean, I guess when you create center lines, you're pretty much you're fully defined no matter what. Okay, so there we have some of the basic construction geometry that's going to help us to guide everything else. So we can exit out of this. I'll just double click somewhere and exit out of that, and start by creating a reference plane that is going to go through this point and this line here. So when you select a vertex or a point and then this line, it kind of acts like a normal vector, and so then it creates the plane as if that were the normal vector going through that point. So we can hit enter, and now we've got a plane there, and we can start our sketch. Okay, so we're sketching then this shape here, and what I'll do is create a center line that has length 60, so it kind of defines the end of this shape, and then just draw half of the shape. So going out, and then here I'm going to just angle 3 degrees. So you can probably handle that with a draft, but I'm going to just build it into the sketch. And then these lines here, and then mirror that open contour about the center line to close off the contour. Alright, so line tool, we'll go over and then at some kind of angle here, and then in and up and over. There we go. Okay, and whether or not this is actually coincident doesn't matter, because what we'll do is we'll make a center line going up here. There we go. And that's vertical, so that should lock things down. We can dimension this. This is going to be 60. And then from here across the center line is 132. And oops, let me just drag this point in a little bit. And then we'll set up the angle here. So click on this line, click on the end point, and up. Oops. Let me try that one more time. So click on the line, click on one of its endpoints, and then click on the up arrow, and then we get the angle between, which we want to be 3 degrees. So a slight draft there that we're just going to build into the sketch. And let's see, from here down to the origin is 25, so vertically 25. And then from here to the center line is going to be 66 across the center line. And then what else do we have? This angle here to the center line is going to be half of 55. And then this vertical distance from here to here, oops, from here to here vertically, so not the distance, but the vertical distance is going to be 10. Okay, we're fully defined, looking good. So I'm going to go ahead and select this geometry here, mirror entities, and there we go. Okay, now when I extrude this, I'm going to do a blind extrusion, but I don't want to go in the direction that's normal to the sketch plane. What I want to do instead is select a line to extrude about, and it's going in the wrong direction. I actually want to extrude in like this, and you can see that now it's extruding along that line that we drew. So it helped to have that construction geometry set ahead of time. Okay, and we're going to extrude that 28. So that's looking pretty good. Don't need to see this plane anymore, so I'm going to hide that plane. And so now we've got basically this bottom part here. Now we want to take the circle, which has a diameter of 40, and we want to extrude it up to that plane that we just drew in. So that surface actually right here, if is probably what we're going to select. But we need a reference plane to draw this circle in because it's kind of at an angle. So let's do that. And thankfully we have our line right here to help us get that reference plane. So I'm going to select the point that the plane is going to go through, the line that's representing the normal, and that's it. So we've got that reference plane. We can draw a sketch in it with a circle with diameter 40, and then extrude that in the opposite direction, and we want it to go up to this surface here. So it's going to go up to that surface. So if you just did up to next, for example, then that wouldn't be good up here. There's like an infinite extrusion that could happen up here. But if you do up to surface, it assumes this surface is extended infinitely. And so it's going to extrude this circle up to the imagined infinite extension of this surface here. So that works out really nicely. And we want to make sure we merge our result as well. Okay, don't need this anymore, so I'm going to hide that. Okay, so now we have a choice between either trying to shell first and then fill it, or fill it and then shell. And the first time I tried this, I tried shelling first and then filleting, and I had to go in there and try to fillet these inner parts, and it didn't quite work out the way I'd hoped. I never really did get that answer key volume. And I think it's because when you shell first and then fillet, the outer radius and the inner radius don't create that thickness of 2 that you need all the way around, that 2 wall thickness. So it's better for the fact that it's just easier to do the outer fillets first and then shell, because it automatically takes care of these inner fillets, and also seems to get you to the correct answer better. I mean, maybe I just didn't do it right the first time I was trying, but definitely this is going to be easier to do these outer fillets first and then shell. Okay, so let's deal with the outer fillets. And we'll deal with the big ones first, the ones that have a radius of 12. That's this one and this one. Oops, this is 12. Okay. So those are the two 12 radius fillets, and all the rest of them are radius 3. Basically, it's just kind of going all around this shape, but not on the bottom, not on the bottom part. So let's see, go into fillet, radius 3, and I'll just start selecting some of these. Actually, you know what we could do? We could probably, let me do clear selections. We could probably just click and drag and see how it's selecting all these lines for us. So we could do that and then just remove the lines that we don't want. So like this line here, we can remove. This line here, we can remove. This one here. And this one here. So the bottom is not filleted, but basically everything else is. Oh, except for the top, and we didn't select the top, so that's not filleted as well, which is what we want. Okay, so that is looking good. Everything is looking pretty filleted. And by the way, these edges here are already smooth between one surface and the other, so you can't even add fillets to them anyway, which we don't want to do, even if we could. Okay, so then one last thing, which is to shell. We want a thickness of 2, and we want to open up this face and this face here, and then shell everything inside. So you can see everything inside has been shelled, and you can see that there's like some fillet sort of things happening inside here. So that's looking good too. All right, and if you want to nice and clean up the picture, you can hide that first sketch that was just used for reference. Okay, so let's check our volume. We've got 41175, and the answer key's volume is exactly 41175 cubic millimeters, so nailed it 100%. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. Take care and keep studying.